Sometimes a surfeit of something good can be overwhelming and not such a good thing, no matter how wonderful it sounds at first. Like, say, Margot Robbie and Anna de Armas show up at your front door in bathrobes with a bottle of champagne and a sex swing. They've decided to spend the next 4 or 5 days with you, which is not such that's a bad example. But let's say you like beer. You love beer, and all of a sudden you've got more beer than you can imagine. In fact, your house is full of beer all the way to the ceiling. See, that's not so good. And some of my followers are just going to have to trust me on this. It's Russ Woody again, whether you like it or not, with another vital historical fact. In the early 1800s, the Horseshoe Brewery in London had several 3-story tall wooden fermentation tanks used for brewing beer. The tanks held 350,000 gallons of beer each. And if you've ever tried to drink that much, and some of you, I think some of you have, you know, that's a lot of fucking beer. Anyway, there was quite a bit of pressure on the wood of the vat, which was held together by big iron rings. Well, on October 17th, 1814, one of the rings kind of slipped down a little bit. But the storehouse clerk, George Crick, when he discovered it, he figured, it's no big deal. He'll deal with it later. An hour later, the tank ruptured and the beer rushed out, breaking off the valve of an adjoining cask that also contained thousands of gallons of beer and set off a chain reaction as 570 tons of brewski smashed through the back wall of the brewery, flooding St. Giles Rookery, which was, at the time, a London slum. The wave of beer was 14 to 15 feet high, and it rushed down the street, sweeping away residents while people scaled tables and furniture to save themselves. It also filled the basements of tenement buildings, taking the lives of residents there. In the end, the brewery was compensated by the government for their devastating loss, and the victims got jack shit, which just seems odd that they would compensate the company at fault and ignore the suffering of little people. Can you imagine? And I know that makes me sound like a lefty, but I have read Dickens, my friends. Though there is no official memorial or observance for the disaster, the Holborn Whippet, a local pub in the area of the flood, brews an anniversary ale each year to help commemorate the event. And all of the proceeds go to alleviating the suffering of the poor. No.